oh, just go out and like get with a lot of different girls or lads or whatever. This isn't like anything to do with like sex, okay?
I'm Dublin City's coldest, you should know this. I've been rapping like a veteran, not a novice. Different flow when I drop a track.
Okay, what's going on, everybody? How are you guys doing today? I am using my front camera, so I'm just sacrificing quality for the ability to see myself, because I've been trying to set up the perfect angle. I still don't know if it's right, but to be honest, I'm just give up. I keep looking at myself because I've got my thing flipped. So today is going to be a more informal video. I'm not going to put too much effort. My dog is just staring right at me.
Look at the top of his head.
But yeah, today is going to be a Q&A video, just because I promised that I didn't really promise, but I said I'd do a Q&A video for 5,000 subscribers, and I just haven't got around to doing that yet, and we're already over 6,000 now. So if you want to just sit back and listen to this, you don't have to like watch me read out these questions, but I think I have a few really interesting questions today. I think we're going to go with the theme of college life, etc., because they're always really fun to do and people seem to enjoy them. So we'll start off simple. The first question is, how old am I? It seems like a fairly obvious question for anyone who might be like watching for a while, but there's always new visitors coming in every day. So I am 21 years of age. I'm from Ireland, and that's about the extent of the knowledge that you need to know me so far. Did you ever think you'd grow so fast on YouTube? To be honest with you, I'd have to say yes, because it took me 7 months. My first 7 months on YouTube, I think I was on like 430 subscribers. So a lot of people have, over my time on YouTube, I've seen a lot of names, a lot of people come into YouTube and try it out for a bit. Their first few videos do pretty well, like a lot of people's videos do, because there's obviously going to be a lot of hype around the first videos, because people are like, oh, look at this guy. But then over time, like what happened with my channel as well, your first few videos do really well, and then the views start to slowly trickle off, and only the few like kind of loyal or just people who actually give a fuck will keep tuning in. And a lot of people don't even give a fuck even when they're still watching it. They're just watching it to see you do something. But over time, I noticed, comparing myself to a lot of other people, I stuck with it regardless of the fact that my videos were doing shit. Like when I look back on them now, they weren't doing great at all. They were still like, I enjoyed making them, and I was never doing it for like to grow. But yeah, 100%, I just felt, even though we call it naive, and I think a lot of YouTubers have that trait where they can be naive at like some stage of their like early career, because you have to be somewhat naive if you're going to be putting out content and thinking that people give a fuck. But eventually over time it gains traction, and then all of a sudden people do give a fuck, and then it just becomes a snowballing effect. And that is only something that you can really experience when you've just been through it all. Not saying that I'm that much of a veteran, but I think it's been like 1.5 years since I started doing YouTube videos, and obviously only recently it's really like taken a step forward. And now everyone's like, oh well, it's like, now it's when people come around and like congratulating you for doing this, when back then no one really gave a fuck. Yeah, I think there has to be a sense of naivety when it comes to starting off a YouTube channel, because no one really gives a fuck unless you've like built yourself up on a platform from someone else, somewhere else, like another Instagram platform or Snapchat or whatever, and you have an audience already, and then they come to your YouTube, then it's easy to grow. But if you're like myself, I just started from absolutely nothing. I had no Instagram following at all. I had no Snapchat. I had no other social media platform that I was plugging myself on. I just started it as someone who wanted to get into that. Didn't really know where it would take me. But one thing I can always credit myself for is that I'm not afraid to take risks, and I never have been that person. I will try out any fucking video. If you go back through all my videos, especially up to where I am now, I've found like a niche market that I really enjoy doing. Say what you want to say about reaction videos. A lot of people say that they're not content, and I see it all. I see everyone who says that shit. I understand that point of view, but if you can create something that people want to watch, then it is content, regardless of what people say, or you're just watching someone else's video. I get that 100%, but the reason I got into reaction videos is because I found myself really enjoying watching them, and I said, look, I need a niche, because I love YouTube analytics and everything like that. Really drives me. I don't know, I'm fucking obsessed with it, like unhealthily obsessed with watching growth happen, and that's why I just keep uploading, because I can't help it. It's kind of a sick addiction at this stage. But I digress there a lot. I can't even remember what I was saying, but essentially, yeah, I just did feel like YouTube was going to take off for me at some stage, and now it is. And now it's so easy for me to upload, because it used to, like the first, like what I said, the first few months when your videos are doing shit is when everyone falls off. Like 99% of people fall off because they're like, right, I give up, it's not working for me anymore, I'm giving up, bang, it's gone. But I stuck through that. I kept trying out different ideas, and now I found something that people want to watch. Now it's easy to upload. Now I'll gladly upload every single day because it's fun now, because I'm getting traction, I'm getting interaction, I get engagement with like an audience. Whereas I never got that before, and now it's just easy for me to upload. It was always fucking hard to upload when you had no one tuning in, because like it's like you're putting all this effort into something and no one's even watching it. But now it's easy. Fuck me, I took a long time to answer that question, but that's what this video is going to be about. How was your college experience overall? Okay, I'm going to answer it because I was actually planning on making a video like solely about this before, but because of how things have kind of transpired over the last few months, it just wouldn't make sense on my channel anymore. But I'm just going to answer it in this, and I think I have a lot of interesting points, because ever since I started college, or not since I started college, but over the last 6 months of my final year, I have been taking notes, or I had been taking notes on my phone about my experience in college and tips over time that I've picked up, because I knew I'd forget them if I didn't take them down. So I have like a list on my phone of literally all of the top tips that I feel, as well, there's obviously probably a lot more out there that I probably will remember at some stage, but these are really good tips in my opinion. So if you are going into college at some stage, pay attention. Number one is an obvious one. This is make the most of your time on campus. Okay, what do I mean by that? A lot of time in college, you're going to have a lot of free time. You're going to find yourself with like a lecture at like 9 o'clock, and then you'll have maybe 2-3 hours off. And obviously this is course dependent, but generic degrees generally will have, or just every degree to be honest, is always, most degrees in college aren't that full time. Unless you're in one of them, then probably just ignore what I'm saying, but there will be other points that will help you out. But for this point alone, I'd say if you like find yourself doing say an arts degree or whatever, or just a degree that doesn't require you being in 24/7, you're going to have gaps between lectures. So what I'd say is just cram that with as much productive things as possible. Before I went to college, I never had any interest in the gym, but now I'm like completely obsessed with it, purely because I would fill my time between lectures with going to the gym. Obviously everyone's going to be different. That's just something that I found that was productive for me. It helped me, like, it gave me a reason to go to college every morning, because I was more interested in going to the gym than I was going to some of my lectures. So I said, right, I'll go to this lecture, and then I'll give myself that kind of treat, if you want, to go to the gym after. You're gonna have like 3 years or whatever, and literally take it from like my own experience that those 3-4 years will fly in like ridiculously fast. I can't believe I'm finishing college now. Like, I wish I was going back for another year. I might go back maybe next year and hopefully do a master's or something like that, but 100% college will fly in. Ask anyone who has done like a 3-year degree, it literally just flies in. Don't sit around doing nothing. Try and find something productive to do during your lecture times. Another tip for anyone going into university or college is that this is a really important one. I feel that a lot of people who do these kind of videos don't really touch on a lot. Accept the fact that you are just going to be broke for 3 or 4 years. There's no way around it. It's going to be something that wrecks your head for a long time, but you just have to accept it, because you will drive yourself crazy with not having any money. And don't be so hard on yourself about it, because I found myself I was so hard on myself about not having any money. Like, anytime I'd save up a bit of money, I'd end up like, there'd be an event or something, you end up spending like half of that, because you're doing like 5 days a week in college, and then you're working 2 days on the weekend. So you're literally working full time, like 5 days a week, and then 2 days on the weekend, like 8-hour shifts. So you're going to be exhausted. You're going to have fuck all money to show for the amount of work that you are actually doing. Just don't be so hard on yourself. I found that like with YouTube, obviously I had another thing on the side as well, but now, like back then I didn't take it as serious as I do now. But I found myself like, I'd have exams, literally I'd have really important exams, especially in final year. I'd have really fucking important exams, and I'd be getting so stressed out because I'd want to work, I'd want to have a bit of money to have on the side, but I'd also have so much college work to do. And then I'd come home after, like, say, I'd be in a lecture for 9 o'clock, so you're up at like 7 o'clock. You get in for your lecture, you spend the whole day in college, you might come home and do like a shift in the evening, like say 5 to 11 shift in work. And then I get home and I'd be like still not satisfied. And I don't know if that's just me like being obsessed with like YouTube and just trying to grow something outside of college, but I found myself like getting so stressed out, and like when I think back on it now, it really wasn't healthy. I was still not satisfied. I'd be working all day with like part-time jobs with college, and I'd come home and I'd feel under pressure, even though I'd be exhausted and I'd be in no mood to actually create content for YouTube. I'd be like, shit, I really need to put something out, and I'd like force myself to do it. So yeah, don't be stressed out about shit like that. That's the least of your worries. You're gonna be broke. Just accept that. Try not to let it ruin your experience, because it's just, the college lifestyle is something that you really will get used to over time. Another tip would be to get in with people who live on campus. This will make your college experience so much more enjoyable. Obviously, it's a lot easier said than done, but if you know someone who lives on campus, it just makes things a lot easier. Like, I mean, like during lectures or whatever, if you need to go and have food or whatever, like some college facilities, Maynooth University, the facilities for food and all that kind of shit are useless. So if you have like someone who lives on campus, then you can just go back to their house and have food or whatever like that. I didn't really get in with anyone too specific on campus. Like, I didn't have any like really best mates that lived on campus. So unfortunately I didn't really avail of that, but I know for a fact that anyone who did get in with anyone on campus, they seem to enjoy college a lot more. It makes the whole night out experience a lot more enjoyable as well, because you don't have to worry about getting transport home. Especially if you're like in Maynooth, you can just go and stay in their accommodation, their student accommodation, and you can also kind of just really immerse yourself. Because I found that not staying in student accommodation, I found myself like, you do feel like you're part of college, because I used to stay in college all day pretty much anyway and just get shit done up there. But when it comes to nightlife and all, you don't really feel that involved in it, because people go out and then they go back to student accommodation. They're always immersed in it. But that's just one thing I'd say, is if you are not living on campus, do try and make friends with someone who happens to live on campus. And like I said, it is easier said than done, but just do your best. This one's going to be a bit controversial, but it is something that I did, and not so much intentionally, but towards the end it was somewhat intentional, is to stay single during college. And this isn't like, oh, just go out and like get with a lot of different girls or lads or whatever. This isn't like anything to do with like sex, okay, put it that way. Let's just be like frank about it. This is more so, you're gonna have so much other shit on your plate. Maybe in like first and second year, it's up to you. Like, I mean, everyone's gonna be different, but me personally, I found that like just being single suited me so much better, just because with everything else that was going on in my life, like with work and college, trying to run YouTube as well, I just wouldn't have even had time for a relationship, and it would have just added such unnecessary stress on top of everything else. And then it wouldn't be fair as well on the person that you would have been with, because you're preparing for exams, and like, especially if they're not in college, then things are just going to get messy and you won't be able to give your full attention to that person. And as well, you can just go out and not be worried about shit like on college nights. Like, I mean, the nightlife is always going to be more fun if you are single. You can go out like that. That's not to say you can't have fun if you are in a relationship, but that's just something that I would say to try and avoid. Obviously, if someone comes along and you're happy with that, then that's fair enough, but that's just from my own experience. The final thing I'm going to say about the whole kind of college experience, I know this has been very college based, but I did expect it to be like that. Just enjoy the whole experience. A lot of people think that college is going to be this new big experience when they like leave school and they jump into like this new big experience, like you might be going to university or something like that. But to be fair, it isn't that much different. You just have a lot more time in your hands, I feel. Like, there's still a lot of workload, and I found in final year, man, it's fucking stressful. You can get away with winging a lot of shit in first and second year, but when it comes to final year, final semester, it's just like, it just hits you at the one time. Even with my course that I did, it was like first semester of third year was actually quite handy. So I was like, this is going to be a DOS just going into the second semester. But then it just fucking hits you. But it is important, regardless of the fact that the workload is piling on, just enjoy the whole experience. Try to embrace every moment of it, because within a few months, you are literally not going to be there anymore, and you'll realize how good of an experience that was. The college lifestyle is something that cannot be topped. I am kind of jealous of my friends who are going back to college to do their final year, although I am not envious of them having to go. I look like a greasy little fart. I'm not envious of them going back to do their final semester, but like, just the whole college experience is something that you really just need to throw yourself into. And yeah, guys, that's going to be the video. I hope you got some useful tips out of this. I've just kind of wanted to sit in the car and make one of these kind of talky videos, because I haven't done one in a while. Hopefully I answered some of your questions. Hopefully you got some good tips, some good advice out of this. And yeah, if you did enjoy, guys, make sure to drop the video a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new. Road to 10k, baby. And yeah, thank you as always for watching, guys. I'll see yous in the next video.
Made this here with all the ice on in the booth. At the gate outside, when they pull up, they give me loose.